The first political event I remember was the 2008 election between Barack Obama and Mitt Romney. I was about 11 at the time, and in sixth grade we had a mock election in history class with all the other history classes in the school, and I think Barack Obama won that election too. But I also remember sitting in front of the TV and watching the election unfold, and I remember that people were freaking out because of his skin color, and I was just so appalled by that because that wasn't the way that I was brought up. That wasn't the way that most people my age are brought up, and it shouldn't be like that. And I remember, people thinking that if Barack Obama won, it was going to be the end of the world. But you kind of hear that every election. You hear that if Donald Trump wins, it's going to be the end of the world. If Hillary Clinton wins, it's going to be the end of the world. And, it's something you hear every election. It's always been like that. People are very strong politically, and they just feel like that. And another event I remember was the 2016 election between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. I remember thinking that none of these candidates should have been in the nominees. I couldn't trust either of them, truly. When Donald Trump entered, everyone thought it was a joke. So, if that doesn't tell you something about that, I don't know what will. And then you got Hillary Clinton with all the amount of scandals that she had recently, the Benghazi scandal at that time, and things like that. Donald Trump was not short of his own scandals either. The Russia thing, the sex scandals, all the bankruptcies and everything, and people just didn't know who to trust, and neither did I. I felt like they were both lying straight to my face, and I just think that, like, really, going through all these elections and really seeing that the president really doesn't make the biggest difference in the whole world. It's more about, like, the Senate and the Congress and everything, the amount of seats, who has the power, stuff like that, is that, like, the president's job is kind of just like a glorified, like, someone who to just take the blame for everything. If the country is doing bad, the president catches the blame for that. If the country's doing good, the president also, gets that. He gets the satisfaction of knowing that his country is doing good. But truly, I don't really believe in Democrats or Republicans. I believe that if we're gonna come together and really make this country a better place, we need to find a way for us to both, like, mesh together and just have no political parties. George Washington warned against political parties, and as you can see why, because it completely divided the country. Completely. There's people who are so right wing and left wing, that they just can't stand each other, and it shouldn't be like that. It's just politics. It's not the end of the world. So that's just kind of how I feel about everything, and that's how these events have shaped my ideas about government.